Okay, so in this video, we'll basically start with our project setup for our Spring Boot backend. As I already stated in our previous video of our demo project, that this series will be divided into three parts. First backend, second frontend, and then our style AI, which is our class code. So we are starting with our part one, that is backend. So for this, first of all, you need to download IntelliJ idea from the main site. I'll just provide the link in the description. After that, you also need a PG admin for PostgreSQL. And then to create our first Spring Boot project, you need to go to this website. It is start.spring.io. Just go to this website. Now, if you can see here, this is Spring Initializer. The project we are going to build it in Maven. The language is going to be Java. Then the Spring Boot version. So take the latest version whichever is present at your particular time. So in my time it is 3.5.0. Don't use any snapshots. It would or it could cause any errors. So just use the latest version present here. After that, we can name our project. For example, we can name this package as com.shopify. Then you can also name this as Shopify. Just name everything whatever you want. So everything is done here. You can give any description if you want. And the package name is what was created here. After that, the packaging has to be jar, not var, because we are going to create Spring Boot. We are not working on Spring, so we not creating var, and we need jar. So what is the full form of var? It is nothing but web archive package, and for jar it is Java archive package. And then the Java version, the latest one, or whatever the version present in our laptop, you can use it. So in my it is 17, so I'll use Java 17. After that, we are going to need some dependencies for our project. So basically, what are dependencies are libraries which we use for our effectiveness or for ease of code. So the most basic one is web, the Spring Web dependency to create, as you can read here, build web, RESTful API, etc. So we are going to build RESTful API here. So we need Spring Web. Then we also need development tools. So dev tools. So what are dev tools used for? Example, for live reload or application restart, etc. After that, we also need Lombok. So what is Lombok used for? It is nothing but used for creating of constructors, direct constructors, and getters and setters. So we do not need to write the code continuously. We can just use Lombok there. And after that, we also need PostgreSQL. Before that, we'll also need JPA repository to interact with our SQL database, anything, etc. So JPA repository. We'll need this to create our repositories. We'll talk about it in next videos. After that, we'll also need PostgreSQL because we are going to use PostgreSQL in our database. Okay, so 5 dependencies are okay here. Now, if you need to explore, we can go on clicking explore. We'll get our pom.xml file, as you can see here, where all the dependencies are mentioned, which we just selected. So as you can see, there is web, there is JPA, there is PostgreSQL, etc. Just close this. And now to download this file, just click on generate. Now this will download a zip file. So you can see the zip file has been successfully downloaded. So what you need to do is extract this zip file, and then I'll show you how to open it in IntelliJ. So just extract the zip file for now. So if I just click here, extract all, and then same name. Okay, so folder has been created. Inside it, there is our Shopify. After that, what we need to do is click on IntelliJ idea. Now you can also create a project from here, that is a new project, and then you can create using the Maven archetype, and again mention the same things which I did in the start.spring.io. I just created it from outside, so just click on open and go to the selected folders. So downloads, Shopify, and inside there is our backend. Select the folder, continue, and we will open it up. So this is how you create it. Now how to run this project? There are two methods. First, you can do it by clicking here, and second, you can also do by command prompt. So first I will show from this IntelliJ idea only how to run this project. Dev tools, etc. Now if you go on to the clicking over the run button, you can see that it has run Shopify application. Now where is this file present? So go to the source folder. After that, go to the main folder, then Java, and in our package which we named during our start.spring.io, as you can see here, this same package name is present here, and there is our main file which is Shopify application. Now see that the Anderson user which is Spring Boot application to run our Spring Boot project. Inside you can see the main file. So this is our entry point where all basically code starts to run. So public static void main. Now if you just click on run, or you can also do shift plus F10, I will show you what will happen. It will just give an error, and I will show you the reason behind it. So it is basically, it will take some time. Whenever you run it, it will create our target folders also, as you can see here. Okay, just zoom, expand it. So if you see here, it is written as application failed to start, and if you read the error, failed to configure data source URL. So what is this basically asking is, see, we have downloaded PostgreSQL, etc., correct? And we also downloaded JPA. So what they need is, we need to specify the URL of our database. But initially we are not going to start with the URL. So for that basic start, we'll need to install H2. Now H2 is an inbuilt database of Spring Boot, or let's say Java. So if we just add this dependency, the error will be resolved. So go to the explore, and within here, if you see here, this dependency is a new one which we need to add. So I hope you understood why do we need to add this. We are definitely not going to use it, but for start, we are not specified anything right now. And so see, if you see the URL has to be mentioned in our resources, in our application.properties. If you click on it, but nothing is mentioned there for now. We are going to do it later. So for now, we'll just add a basic one, that is our H2 database. But just remember that we are not going to use it. Now if it's here, just by adding it, it will not work. We'll need to resolve it. So if you come on this top right corner, just press it and it will resolve the dependencies. If you do without doing this, then it will not run. Okay, so the dependency has been resolved. Now if I can rerun the application, see for Spring Boot, we do not need to specify any external things, and everything is built in inside. For example, Tomcat server, etc. is everything built in. For Spring, we need to do externally everything. So if you see here, Tomcat started on port 8080. Of course, we can just run this on our particular port, whichever port we want. So I can just mention as server.port and 8080, or if you want to mention something like 8081. So I'll just stop and rerun it. If you see a Tomcat started on port 8081. So you can just specify the port. If in your laptop the port 8080 is not working, you can just change the port by coming into our application.properties. Where is it present? In our resources folder. And I'll just keep it as default. So this is how you create a basic Spring Boot project. Now the second part is how to run this using command prompts. So basically now I'm working on a videos. So just open the command prompt, then go to our particular folder. So folder is present in downloads. Then within that it is present in the file name Shopify. Inside there is another folder named Shopify. After here, now we are in our Spring Boot folder, right? So to run this application, what you need to write is Maven. If you remember that we created this project using Maven. So just write Maven w, mavenw.cmd. If you are on iOS or Mac, don't write this .cmd. Just write Maven w. If you are on Windows, then write the .cmd. And after that, we need to write Spring Boot and then colon. This will also run your application. A particular logo of Spring will appear first, and then our Tomcat server will appear. So it is basically seeing all the repositories appeared, and below we will obtain a Tomcat server 2. Okay, so you can see here Tomcat web server started on port 8080. So this is basically how you do the project setup for a Spring Boot application and then run this application. In the next video, we'll create a basic controller and see how to use Insomnia. Thank you.